Today's question is from Susan, and it's all about joining words together and how you deal with text. This is the Creative Crafters Podcast. Hi, I'm Bette from Bette's Makes, and this is your questions answered. Now, text always creates a few problems, especially when you have various fonts. Some are individual letters, some are joined together already, and of course Cricut has some that are joined together already that you can use and you not have to worry about it. Now the other part is if you're using a font, one that you've uploaded for yourself, and you find that the letters tend to overlap each other or they are not what I call joined together, all you really need to do to join any word together is highlight that particular word, especially if it's a text box of its own, and then just click on weld and it becomes one unit and you have no extra little cut lines. Now, quite often with extra fonts, you will have them overlap and those become cut lines, especially if everything is set to cut. Now, I have a few ideas about what you can do to really avoid that and make it really easy on yourself. If you don't want to weld your letters together, of course you can select your text and do an offset, but you can set your offset to 0. And that way you will get all the same shapes as everything and just apply. Now that's offset to 0. Then move your text out of the way and what you have left is your offset in the background, and it is one unit all by itself, so you can use your letters that way, and it will be a definitive shape because it's the same size as the text that you had there. So it's just an easy way to start playing around with text. Now, text also joining words together is, how many words do you want on one particular line? Now, my theory behind this is change your zoom to 150%, and that will give you the exact size as you see it is what you get. And if you put your card design behind, or just the size of the card where you're going to put that text, you can then make a little text box that is going to fit right on that card. So you'll be able to determine how many words you want per line. I generally like to have one line of text as one text box. So if I had 6 lines, I would have 6 text boxes. Now, that's not for everyone. Sometimes you'll want to hit the Enter key or just resize so all the text fits within the text box in all 6 lines. And you can change the sizing and the space up and down, and then you can take all that text together and of course weld it together so it is one shape. Or you can do the offset again, but it will come up with smaller pieces in this case. The offset method that I suggested is best for one line of text. So if you're going to use multiple lines of text, just select all your text together, weld it, it becomes a print then cut item, and away you go. Now that is a simple way to do it, and of course, as I mentioned before, Cricut has some fonts that are already joined together so you don't have to worry about it so much. The problem usually comes in when you're uploading your own fonts. This has been the Creative Crafters Podcast, and your questions answered.